Let's get this party started. Let's get this party started. Let's get this party started. It's a Bible reading party. Hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh.
Hi. Good morning. Does anything look different to you? It should look really different. I gotta put that cover back on over there. I'm gonna just leave this one like this. There's so many stylish ways to wear a scarf. It's just too early in the morning for me to try to think of any right now. So I'm gonna do it like this. Do it like this. Good morning, good morning. I love to say good morning. If Destiny Rising was here, she'd say Grand Rising. Speaking of rising, yeah, me with the jokes again. I ain't got no biscuits. Ain't too bad. Ain't too good, but ain't too bad. Ain't got no biscuits, but I got a bagel. Cause it's gonna be 1 in the morning. I didn't go to bed till 2 in the morning again. This beautiful mind of mine, it's a blessing and a curse. It's not that I couldn't go to sleep. I didn't want to go to sleep because I was working on more ideas. And I just came up with one on the way in here. Yeah, I literally just came up with an idea for the main channel. And I'm going to write it down right now. How's everybody doing? Let me know in the chat how you doing, what you doing, and how's the weather. I wish I could show you outside, but I can't. Well, actually, I can. Hold on. This is not going to turn into a mukbang channel, but I am going to eat a bagel. The reason I'm eating a bagel is because I'm about to drink some coffee. The reason I'm drinking coffee is I just told you I went to bed at 2 in the morning. Actually, more like almost 3. I didn't go to bed till like 2:30, 2:45. And so it's a coffee day for me. But coffee makes my stomach misbehave. So I want to make sure I put something on my stomach before I consume it whenever I can. And so, yeah, that is my entire health history. I feel like I've been to the doctor's office, and now you guys know all about my digestion and everything else. New channel, same Kenya. All right, I'm going to do something real quick. I don't know if this will switch or not. But yeah, I got my creme brulee. My nasty taste. It smells delicious. It smells so good. It doesn't taste real good. I got my creme brulee coffee. I just hooked up my web camera. I want to show you how pretty the sun how pretty the sun looks coming through that particular window. Actually, you can't even see the sun. I'm just seeing it come through around the corner. And I don't normally see it. I don't normally see it because usually my window is there. Let me show you. See if I can show you. See if I can show you. There we go. If you are looking at my ceiling, what the heck is that line? Oh, okay, yeah, there we go. If you are looking at my ceiling, man, you can see all that. If you're looking at me now, then that means that you can see the web camera. Hopefully you can hear me too. Can y'all hear me? I think I see, yeah, I see the microphone thing going up. So anyways, oh, you still can't even see over there. Get some autofocus going on. Y'all notice any changes? Well, probably not, because you don't really know this room. Configure video. And I would like to autofocus. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Autofocus, yes, autofocus. And see if we can zoom in. Yeah, it's not as pretty. It's definitely not as pretty on camera. But that's with many things in life. If you see a beautiful sky, some beautiful clouds or something, or you're out by the lake, or you see something pretty, yeah, it's not actually gonna show up the way I'm seeing it. But you'll notice that often if you're out in nature, or if you just happen to be out and you see something so pretty, and you take out your phone and you try to snap a picture, it just never comes out as beautiful as the human eye will capture it. That's a mindfulness tip right there, I guess. Some things you can capture and picture, but some things you just have to experience it for that moment, and then just hold it in your heart, in your mind, for as long as you can. Well, now that I got the webcam set up, I'm gonna just leave it on. But yes, as y'all can tell by the wall behind me, by the flex on my t-shirt, I flipped it inside out because I knew it was gonna ruin it. By the flex on my face, I didn't think I got my face. By the flex on my arm, you guys can tell somebody's been painting. Yeah, it was me. New channel, new look. This is actually something I was meaning to do anyways. The only thing I'm gonna do right now, while I'm waiting for some folks to come in, I'm actually gonna grab my chair, because right now I'm popping a squat on this little stool, and I already know from yesterday when I was taking my breaks, it's not comfortable. After a couple minutes, my butt bones start hurting. So that's not gonna work. It's really a footstool. So, one moment, please. That's not gonna work at all. I've still been thinking about whether or not I should broadcast on both channels. Just to make sure other people can find me. But I figure they can find me. They can find me. The regulars should be able to find me, and the people who come a little bit irregularly should be able to find me. It's probably going to take a minute. And it's probably actually going to take a minute for YouTube to recommend me for the Bible people who are specifically looking for the Bible, because this system is still not set up properly. I was looking at it yesterday, and I don't know why, but the live streaming that I'm on right now, it's not kicking in the proper program, because I should have been able to come on here just like that. Go live. Okay, yes, I'll go live. Would you like to reuse your last setting? Well, yes, I would. And then you click it, and it copies and pastes the same exact thing, my title, all the information in the description box. That's why sometimes I'll come on and I'll be like, oh, hold on, you guys, it still says the same thing as yesterday, because YouTube does that for you. But it's not doing it over here on this new channel. I don't know why. Well, as some grandmothers would probably say, some spiritual church-going grandmothers might say, ain't nothing but the devil. And it probably is. It's okay. I don't mind being off to a rocky start. A relative of mine, ooh, now that does taste good. I must have sugar on here somewhere. I was going to say, it doesn't naturally taste sweet. I had a relative of mine reach out to me yesterday, and this relative told me to, lean back. Well, they didn't say that exactly, but they said, you know what? This is, you're doing quite a bit, and maybe you can do your Bible reading just a couple times a week until things, smooth out. They told me to hold back on the Bible party, but I said, no. I made a commitment. This is a Bible lesson. I don't know why I'm bringing this up to you. No, this is a Bible lesson and a business lesson. When you make a commitment, try your very best to finish it to completion. Even if it doesn't work out the way you planned it, when you make a commitment, try to finish it out to the best of your abilities. Me personally, I think it would show more on your integrity for you quitting rather than finishing in not such a good way. Let me know what you think in the comment section. For me, that's a business philosophy because, well, it's just a business philosophy. You finish what you start, or else you will never see, you won't be able to see the rewards if you give up too soon. And to me, that's a business, that's a biblical philosophy, because lots of times we see these characters in the Bible saying that they're going to do something and they fall short of it, or they get distracted, or they start doing something else. You have to stay committed. Like the people who take a vow. Basically, this is a vow for me. I don't have to come on here at all. If I shut down this entire YouTube thing that I got going on, and I just say, you know what? I just don't want to be a YouTuber anymore. I could do that. Like legally, I could do it. Morally, I could even do it. Morally? Or is it ethically? Ethically, I could probably do it, but before y'all even knew I was going to do this, I already made that commitment between me and God, and when you make a vow, wedding vow, vow to yourself, vow to God, you need to try to keep it. So yes, things are kind of funky right now. Sometimes it is inconvenient for me to come on, but you gotta stay committed. Gotta stay committed. This Raisin Bagel's the bomb. I don't have too many people following me on Facebook, but I'm going to take one quick moment and I'm going to share this on Facebook to let people know the new hashtag Bible reading party is now live on the new channel. But how are you guys doing? Let me know in the chat. And if you're watching this on the replay, let me know in the replay. I really want to know. Boulevard 40. And share. Where'd my phone go? I'm gonna share it out to my grandmother too. Because I think she's still, either she's not subscribed to the new channel, or something funky is going on where YouTube is still not giving notifications out. They told me not to do the Bible party, but I said no, no, no. That's the chair, not me, just so you know. I'm thinking about getting a new one. That's an interesting picture. Screenshot. I'm gonna look myself up. 40. Oops, not 40. BLVD 40. Thank you for your continued patience. I know this is not the way it's supposed to go, but it's the way it is now. Oh, that's so cool. Look, y'all. I know I'm getting sidetracked. Look real quick. When I type in Boulevard 40, my channels come up next to each other. That's so cool. I love it. I love it. I don't know why, but that just puts a smile on my face. My two channels are coming up right next to each other. So anyways, let me click share. So it will give me a link. And then I will go to my messages. Who knows? She might be sleeping in today. But in case she's not, I wanted to give her the option. We're live if you want to come on this morning. Because, just because you're a regular doesn't mean you're going to be here every day. Like my homegirl Hannah Gadlich. She comes in once or twice a month. She came in like every day. Back in January or February, but yeah, now she comes and goes, and that's cool. It looks like I got 2 people, 2 and 2. Oh my goodness, am I buffering? I'm plugged in, right? Oh no, I don't. I have more people. They're just not all showing up. Good. Screen share time. Hopefully you can't hear me. Smack him. Yeah. And I wish I can call YouTube, but YouTube only responds to big YouTubers. Technically, I could contact them for my main channel, but I can't contact them for this one. You don't have access to them. Alright, here's the Kindle. Screen share! Screen share, screen share, screen share! We are in... Nope, not week 22. Week 23. Alright. The time is now 7:37. What a late start. By this time next week, I think I have it down pat. So I'm not even worried. Here's another business tip, even though this is not my business channel. If you want to start off doing something, if you want to try something out, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Either in private or in front of people. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, and you got it made. Once you get over that fear of making a mistake, once the first time you fall, you're gonna be like, oh well. And the second time you fall, you're gonna be like, yeah, I meant to do that. And the third time you fall, you'll be like, yeah, I fall, and then I get up. Don't be afraid to fall. Right now, I know I'm stumbling. It's okay. I'm still about to do my screen share. Bam! Is it as smooth as it is on the other channel? No. But you can still see the page. Oh, hold on. Let me come back. Because I didn't do my full intro. Today is Tuesday, 7:37 a.m. It is June. I was going to say May. It's already June 2nd, 2020. We are in week 23 of reading the Bible. Reading the Bible in a year. And this is my Bible reading guide that I'm going to show you. This is how I'm knowing what to read on what days, and so I don't get too overwhelmed. I don't think I've showed the cover in a while. My regular people should know what it looks like, but if you are new in here for the first time, watching on the replay, or if you just snuck in, this is what the cover looks like. A Woman's Guide to Reading the Bible in a Year by Diane Storts, a life-changing journey into the heart of God. If you're in here now and you're not a woman, that's perfectly fine. It's just the one. This just happens to be the Kindle download that I downloaded. You can go on the Amazon bookstore or the Kindle library and find one that suits you. But this is the one that I picked, and so I'm sharing it with you so you'll know. And the link to this is in the description. Oh, the link is not in the description. I take that back. I'm going to try to put the link in the description. Right now, it's not. All that stuff is over at my other channel. I just need to copy and paste it. Walk wisely. Walk wisely. I was about to sing some Johnny Cash right now, but I'm going to hold back. Anybody who knows what Johnny Cash song that I'm about to sing right now, as I'm looking at this title, Walk Wisely, let me know in the chat or on the replay. But I'm not. I'm gonna behave today. More often and often, my daughter, my almost 14-year-old daughter, keeps telling me every time we go out, Mom, behave. Mom, behave. I keep looking at her like, dang, just 10 years ago, I was saying that to her. I just thought about Yeah, 10 years ago, I was telling you to behave. Now you telling me to behave. What's up with this? Anyways, we are in week 23 of reading the Bible. We are in, hold on, already? What day did I say it was? Oh, Tuesday. I thought we were already in Galatians. No, we're still in 2 Samuel 19 through 21. We got some checkpoints over to the right in this orange yellow. I still haven't decided what color box it is, but it's a box. On one side of the box, it says read, and it's telling me what to read. On the right side of the box, it says checkpoint, 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 and it is telling me at some point I need to be listening carefully for something specific that is going on. So, for example, yesterday, tangled in a tree. Oh yeah, somebody got tangled in a tree, and it did not end up well. Y'all remember who that was, right? King David's own son. Yes, the very son that was trying to oust him. Absalom was his name. Absalom, right? It's so many names with the starting with the letter A. Sometimes it gets confusing, but I'm pretty sure it was Absalom. So Absalom was like, "Daddy, your time is up. Ha! I'm gonna take over. Ha!" And he kicked his daddy out, and his daddy was running, and his so-called advisors. I'm not even going to try to remember their names. Apthenion, and Hushai, Hushai from the Wu-Tang Clan. Yeah, they gave him some. One person gave him bad advice. The other one gave him worse advice. But they both seemed like wise. But they were really, one was trying to give him advice for his own pursuits, and then the other one, I believe, was just trying to stay loyal to King David. But in either case, he had all that long, luxurious hair. That stuff got caught up in a tree. He's sitting there dangling, looking silly. And his enemies looked at him and said, "Wow, I mean, this particular tree, fruit is ripe for the picking." And they start picking them with them swords. Pick, 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 pick. And poor little Absalom got killed. And so word went to David. Here's an interesting thing. Did you guys notice? Hold on. Let me finish these checkpoints and I'm come and ask you the questions. So that's tangled in the tree. That was one checkpoint. 1,000 sacrifices. That's another checkpoint. 2 mothers. I remember this story when I was little. 2 mothers. That's another checkpoint. And the cedars of Lebanon is another checkpoint, along with the fruit of the spirit. Hey, I was just talking about fruit. Maybe I saw it and subconsciously started thinking about it. In either case, I'm back. No, I'm not. That's something I was watching. There we go. Did y'all see that? Let me see if that shows up. If y'all see a screen share of somebody in a soundproof box with some headphones on, that's what I was watching yesterday. I don't know. Okay, you guys are still there. Good. Anyways, going back to that other checkpoint. Oh, even my settings are wrong. Yeah, see, I'm in a box instead of it being widescreen, but that's okay. Um, I thought that was interesting that there were 2 people. Like, did you guys pick up on that? What was the significance of, what was the son's name? They sent an Ethiopian messenger ahead to send the news that, yes, we won the battle. Yes, your son died. But this other person said, "Hey, let me go tell him." Why do you need to go tell him? We already had sent a messenger. Anyways, he took a shortcut, got there first, and he told David the good news. But he didn't say the whole story. But when the Ethiopian arrived just afterwards, he told the good news and the bad news. Now, this is what I thought was going to happen. I thought in his, sadness and being distraught, I thought King David was going to kill the messenger of bad news. Didn't you guys think that? That's what I thought. I thought that the person who said, "Oh, let me go, let me go, let me go help him out. I'll spread the news too." I thought he was going to go let the Ethiopian take the fall for bringing the bad news about his son being dead, and he was gonna be there just to be like, "Oh, it's okay," or bring him the good news. But nothing really happened. But I did think that was interesting that there was 2 messengers. What do you guys think about there being 2 messengers? Do you think there's a significance? Do you think that's some foreshadowing of some things to come? Oops, where am I reading? 19, 20, 21. Man, that bagel sure was good. 18, 17, 16. So here's a recap from yesterday. This is the recap from yesterday in 2 Samuel. We read 16, 17, and 18. So there was David and Ziba. David and Ziba. That's what was going on in chapter 16. And let's see. Ziba was the servant of Mephibosheth. It almost sounds like I'm saying a bad word. What? Mephibosheth. Lord, forgive me. Holy Spirit, clean my heart, put me on the righteous path. You know, I don't mean no harm, but I do need to. I gotta be mindful. I'm a representative right now. I can't always be doing that silly stuff. Okay, so when David had gone, I'm just reading a little bit of the first verse of chapter 16. David and Ziba. When David had gone a little beyond the summit of Mount Olive, Ziba, the servant of Mephibosheth, was waiting there for him. He had 2 donkeys loaded with 200 loaves of bread, 100 clusters of raisins, 100 bunches of summer fruit, and a wineskin full of wine. And basically, this was saying, you know, you got to leave. Wait. Or is that when they arrived? When David reached the summit of the Mount of Olives, where the people worshiped God, Hushai the Archite was waiting there for him. Hushai had torn his clothing and put dirt on his head as a sign of mourning. But David told him, if you go with me, you'll only be a burden. Return to Jerusalem and tell Absalom, I will now be your advisor. I don't remember reading that part. Maybe I made a mistake and I read ahead. You guys think I read ahead? Because like it looks like I'm reading stuff that I already read before. If today is 19, 20, 21, yesterday would have been 16, 17, 18. Oh, because I went all the way back to the front. Duh. So yeah, in chapter 16, let's see. Yeah, in chapter 16 is when he was running away. That's what I thought. Chapter 16 is when he was running away, and Ziba, the caretaker of Mephibosheth, was basically giving him a care package to, you know, be able to sustain his strength and survive the long journey to wherever they were going. Shimei curses David. That's when there was some folks throwing rocks and stones and get out of here. We never did want you to be king. That's my kinfolk place. And let's see, in verse 15 of chapter 16, Ahithophel, that was that name, Ahithophel advises Absalom. Ahithophel, I think, is the one that was really trying to advise him to his own gain. And then Hushai, I think, was like the actual friend. Chapter 17, let's see what's going on. Hushai counters Ahithophel's advice. So here's another thing. I wonder how often this happened. Absalom gets advice from one counselor and then says, "Oh yeah, bring me in another counselor and let's see what's going on." I mean, should he have put his faith in one counselor? Maybe they should have all been there at the same time, but it just seemed kind of contrary. Like, okay, thanks for your advice. Now I'm about to go get a second opinion. I don't know. It seems like they should have all been there together, but by getting one person and then taking another person's advice, I don't know if that was to his failing or what. But in either case, he did fail. He did fail. He got his hair stuck in the the trees. He was killed, and David, his father, mourns his death. That brings us to chapter 19 today. Joab rebukes the king. And Eva Frazier, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Did I say hello to you? I don't think I saw you. Did I see you and I say something? I don't remember saying something. I remember looking over that way. But yes, we got Nicole who says, good morning, 40 fam. Nicole says, bless the like button. Life of Key, good morning. Boulevard 40, that's me. Good morning. Still working out the kinks, y'all. The Wiz, morning, everyone. Laverne Dorsey, good morning. Eva Frazier, good morning, everyone, with the heart. And Eva Frazier at the store, I hit the like button and she goes, had problems tuning in. Yeah, I think it's gonna be kind of a rocky start, but that's okay. If you guys are okay with it, I'm okay with it, and I'm okay with it. So hopefully you guys are okay with it. I am not promising perfection, but I am promising that God willing, if I can get up out of my bed every day or if I'm at work, as long as I can make it to this computer and have the internet connection or can come in on my phone, I promise, I'm making a vow, I'm going to be here every day reading my Bible. If it ain't going to be on this channel, it's going to be on the other channel. Or if it ain't on the other channel, it's going to be some kind of way I'm going to be reading the Bible. And if by some chance, worst case scenario, if I'm not doing it live, I'm going to still be doing it every day because that's my New Year's resolution. We got to try to stay consistent sometimes. Sometimes. It don't matter what it is. Just try to finish one thing. Try to finish one thing. I'm talking to myself, but if somebody needed to hear that, hopefully they heard it. Just try to finish one thing to completion. Even if you suck at it, just try to finish to completion. Here's chapter 19. Joab rebukes the king. Joab. I can't remember what role this person just played. Chapter 19. Joab rebukes the king. Word soon reached Joab that the king was weeping and mourning for Absalom. As all the people heard of the king's deep grief for his son, the joy of the day's victory was turned into deep sadness. They crept back into town that day as though they were ashamed and had deserted in battle. The king covered his face with his hands and kept on crying, "Oh, my son, Absalom! Oh, Absalom, my son, my son!" Then Joab went to the king's room and said to him, "We have saved your life today and the lives of your sons, your daughters, and your wives and concubines. Yet you act like this, making us feel ashamed of ourselves. You seem to love those who hate you and hate those who love you. You have made it clear today that your commanders and troops mean nothing to you. It seems that if Absalom had lived and all of us had died, you'd be pleased. Now go out there and congratulate your troops, for I swear by the Lord that if you don't go out, not a single one of them will remain here tonight. Then you'll be worse off than ever before." What y'all think? Is that good advice or not? I can see where he's coming from. But at the same time, that's his flesh and blood. No matter what, that's his flesh and blood. But boy, oh boy, he kind of has a point. You can't help but to cry for your child, but maybe he should have done that part in private, taken on those duties as the king, and made sure his people were right, because those are the kind of sacrifices you have to make, right? When you're in a position of authority like that. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Let me know in the chat or in the comments. This is verse 8. So the king went out and took his seat at the town gate, and as the news spread throughout the town that he was there, everyone went to him. Meanwhile, hold on. Sorry. I had to finish writing down an idea that I never finished writing, and if I don't, I'll have issues. This is verse 8, chapter 19 of 2 Samuel, verse 8. So the king went out and took his seat at the town, and as he was there, everyone went to him. Meanwhile, the Israelites who had supported Absalom fled to their homes. And throughout all the tribes of Israel, there was much discussion and arguing going on. The people were saying, "The king rescued us from our enemies and saved us from the Philistines. But Absalom chased him out of the country. Now Absalom, whom we anointed to rule over us, is dead. Why not ask David to come back and be our king again?" I wish you would. Ooh. What y'all think he's going to do? You think it's going to be like, or is it going to be pardoned or what? I mean, this is too much. This is what I'm saying. I don't watch TV. This is enough reality TV. This is too much drama. These people got the nerve. The king rescued us from our enemies and saved us from the Philistines, but Absalom chased him out of the country. Now Absalom, whom we anointed to rule over us, is dead. Why not ask David to come back and be our king again? Verse 11, then King David sent Zadok and Abiathar, the priests, to say to the elders of Judah, "Why are you the last ones to welcome back the king into his palace? For I have heard that all Israel is ready. You are my relatives, my own tribe, my own flesh and blood. So why are you the last ones to welcome back the king?" And David told them to tell Amasa, "Since you are my own flesh and blood, like Joab, May God strike me and even kill me if I do not appoint you as commander of my army in his place." Then Amasa convinced all the men of Judah, and they responded unanimously. They sent word to the king, "Return to us and bring back all who are with you." In verse 15, we've got David's return to Jerusalem. So the king started back to Jerusalem, and when he arrived at the Jordan River, the people of Judah came to Gilgal to meet him and escort him across the river. Shimei, son of Gera, the man from Bahurim in Benjamin, hurried across with the men of Judah to welcome King David. 1,000 other men from the tribe of Benjamin were with him, including Ziba, the chief servant of the house of Saul, and Ziba's 15 sons and 20 servants. They rushed down to the Jordan to meet the king. They crossed the shallows of the Jordan to bring the king's household across the river, helping him in every way they could. And let's see, then it's talking about David's mercy. It's right in the middle of verse 18. It's just split in half. As the king was about to cross the river, Shimei fell down before him. "My lord the king, please forgive me," he pleaded. "Forget the terrible thing that your servant did when you left Jerusalem. May the king put it out of his mind. I know how much I sinned. That is why I've come here today, the very first person in all Israel to greet my lord the king." Then Abishai, son of Zeruiah, said, "Shimei should die, for he cursed the Lord's anointed king." "Who asked your opinion, you sons of Zeruiah?" David exclaimed. "Why have you become my adversary today? This is not a day for execution, but a day for celebration. Today I am once again the king of Israel." Then turning to Shimei, David vowed, "Your life will be spared." Shimei, is that the one that was throwing the stones? Yep. Going back to chapter 16, verse 5, Shimei curses David. He threw stones, this is verse 6. He threw stones at the king and the king's officers and all the mighty warriors who surrounded him. "Get out of here, you murderer, you scoundrel," he shouted at David. "The Lord is paying you back for all the bloodshed in Saul's clan. You stole his throne, and now the Lord is giving it to your son Absalom. At last you will taste some of your own medicine, for you are a murderer." Fast forward back to chapter 19 from just 3 chapters ago. Chapter 19, verse 22. This is David's response. "Who asked your opinion, you sons of Zeruiah?" David exclaimed. "Why have you become my adversary today? This is not a day for execution, but a day for celebration. Today I am once again the king of Israel." Then turning to Shimei, David vowed, "Your life will be spared." And in verse 24, it's talking about David's kindness to Mephibosheth. Again, somebody else who just that quick said, "I'm going to stay here till my people take over again." Well, he didn't really say it like that, but that's the feeling I got. Verse 24 says, "Now Mephibosheth, Saul's grandson, came down from Jerusalem to meet the king. He had not cared for his feet, trimmed his beard, or washed his clothes since the day the king left Jerusalem. 'Why didn't you come with me, Mephibosheth?' the king asked. Mephibosheth replied, 'My lord the king, my servant Ziba deceived me. I told him, saddle my donkey so I can go with the king, for as you know I'm crippled. Ziba has slandered me by saying that I refused to come. But I know that my lord the king is like an angel of God, so do what you think is best. All my relatives and I could only expect death from you, my lord, but instead you have honored me by allowing me to eat at your own table. What more can I ask?' 'You've said enough,' David replied. 'I've decided that you and Ziba will divide your land equally between you.' 'Give him all of it,' Mephibosheth said. 'I'm content just to have you safely back again, my lord the king.'" I'm trying to read this with as little bias as possible, but my own human emotions is like interpreting these actions. Was Mephibosheth really genuine here? Or was he just trying to cover his backside? A little bit of CYA. "Oh, king, I was going to follow you, but I got my bad knees and my bad ankles and my bad foot. I couldn't saddle. They told me and I wasn't able to." Or was that true? Because from what I read, let me go back again. Let me go back because what these people are saying now versus what happened before. It's like the tables keep turning, keep turning, keep turning, keep turning. Let me see. Because this was just yesterday, right? This was just yesterday, so it should be somewhere in 16, 17, or 18. See, here's one thing about reading a book versus a tablet. If I had a tablet, I could like go to the settings, hit the find feature, and type in a word, and it'll like search the text for me. No, I gotta do it the old-fashioned way. I gotta remember somewhere on this page, this part of the page. I remember seeing it somewhere on this part of the page because your brain works differently when you read a book than when you read um, scroll because there's different parts of the books that my eye is actually looking at. And I remember it was like right here on this side of the page. It was on the right side of the page. And it was somewhere like in the second paragraph. So let me see if I'm right. And if it wasn't on the right side of the page, it was on the left page in this paragraph. David escapes from Jerusalem. Do what you think is best. 600 men. See how fast of a scanner I am. And to anybody who just came into the room, welcome, welcome. Or if you're joining me on the replay chat, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me at the new Bible reading party. Yeah, because I remember at one point, okay, it is on this page. I remember reading it. I was a little too far up. This is back in chapter 16. At one point, David asked, chapter 16, verse 3, and where is Mephibosheth, Saul's grandson? The king asked him, talking about Ziba. Let me go back. Chapter 16, David and Ziba. Okay, so Ziba is gathering up all this food and the bread and the wine and all this good stuff for the king. What are these for? The king asked Ziba. The donkeys are for the king's people to ride on. The bread and summer fruit are for the young people to eat. The wine is for those who become too exhausted in the wilderness. And where's Mephibosheth? David asked Ziba. Ziba's this person in question. He stayed in Jerusalem, Ziba replied. He said, now this is Ziba's word against Mephibosheth. He said, today I will get back the kingdom of my grandfather Saul. In that case, the king told Ziba, I give you everything Mephibosheth owns. I bow before you, Ziba replied. May I always be pleasing to you, my lord the king. But when we come back, who do you guys think is telling the truth? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comment section. Who is really telling the truth? Ziba, the caretaker, or Mephibosheth, the person that David, rescued from his life of, what would they call that, exile? So that's what happened in chapter 16. Let's bring it back again. We are in verse 24. Now Mephibosheth, Saul's grandson, came down from Jerusalem to meet the king. He had not cared for his feet, trimmed his beard, or washed his clothes since the day the king left Jerusalem. Why didn't you come with me, Mephibosheth? The king asked. Mephibosheth replied, My lord the king, my servant Ziba deceived me. I told him, saddle my donkey so I can go with the king. There's something in the postscript. Mephibosheth is another name for Merib Baal. So he's got a nickname. That's just something going on in the postscript. For as you know, I'm crippled. Ziba has slandered me by saying that I refuse to come. But I know that my lord the king is like an angel of God, so do what you think is best. All my relatives and I could expect only death from you, for being, treacherous like that, treason. But instead, you have honored me by allowing me to eat at your own table. What more can I ask? You've said enough, David replied. I've decided that you and Ziba will divide your land equally between you. Give him all of it, Mephibosheth said. I'm content just to have you safely back again, my lord the king. Who is telling the truth here? Moving on to verse 31. David's kindness to Barzillai. Barzillai. Barzillai of Gilead had come down from Jeruselum to escort the king across the Jordan. He was very old, about 80, and very wealthy. He was the one who had provided food for the king during his stay at Mahanaim. Come across with me and live in Jerusalem, the king said to Barzillai. I will take care of you there. No, he replied, I'm far too old to go with the king to Jerusalem. I am 80 years old today, and I can no longer enjoy anything. Food and wine are no longer tasty, and I cannot hear the singers as they sing. I would only be a burden to my lord the king. Just to go across the Jordan River with the king is all the honor I need. Then let me return again to die in my own town, where my father and my mother are buried. But here is your servant, my son, Kimham. Let him go with my lord the king and receive whatever you want to give him. Good, the king agreed. Kimham will go with me, and I will help him in any way you would like, and I will do for you anything you want. So all the people crossed the Jordan with the king. After David had blessed Barzillai and kissed him, Barzillai returned to his own home. The king then crossed over to Gilgal, taking Kimham with him. All the troops of Judah and half the troops of Israel escorted the king on his way. In verse 41 is argument. See, things can never just be copacetic like. Verse 41, an argument over the king. But all the men of Israel complained to the king. The men of Judah stole the king and didn't give us honor of helping take you, your household, and all your men across the Jordan. The men of Judah replied, the king is one of our own kinsmen. Why should this make you angry? We haven't eaten any of the king's food or received any special favors. But there are 10 tribes in Israel, the others replied, so we have 10 times as much right to the king as you do. What right do you have to treat us with such contempt? Weren't we the first to speak of bringing him back to be our king again? The argument continued back and forth, and the men of Judah spoke even more harshly than the men of Israel. Civil unrest. That, ladies and gentlemen, is chapter 19. That's just the first part. Let's see what's going on here. I hope that my other YouTube friends can find me eventually. But you know the good thing about the Bible reading party, get it started. Unlike real life parties that may happen, in person, this party can be played again and again on replay. So for all my people who are not here now, when they do find me, they can watch the replays. This is what you guys get. Bam! Oh, Eva Frazier, she just knocked me out the box. I was just about to throw some crickets out. You guys know when it gets too quiet, so quiet I can hear some crickets, I'm gonna throw some crickets out. But right when I threw mine out, Miss Eva Frazier said, I'm still shopping. You mind picking me up some cinnamon raisin bagels? I think I'm almost out. That bagel was good. That's what I was writing down, actually. Look what I was writing down. I think I'm going to do it over at the 40 Entrepreneur Drive, though. I might do it here. What does that say? Business Breakfast Club. I just thought about that. I've got so many ideas that I could very well go live on both channels, because this I want to be dedicated here, but I've got so many ideas that I could probably do them as lives over there too, and I might do it as a breakfast club, because I know that there's people that like to follow me on my regular channel. They just not into the Bible stuff. That's cool. We still friends. That's a sign of true friendship when you and your friends don't have everything in common, or maybe you might even have some things that you disagree about, but you don't let that come between your friendship. So that's cool. And for some of my YouTube friends, I don't watch everything they do. I watch some of the stuff that I'm really interested in. And if I don't have nothing else going on, I watch them to support them. But that's what true friendship is about. It's just being there. Kind of how you guys are for me. So thank you. If there are no more questions, and Eva Frazier, thank you so much for letting me know that you didn't even have to do that. I know you're busy. You're probably going up and down the aisles like, what did I forget? Ah, yes, I need that box of Captain Crunch or whatever it is that you're doing. But you took the time out to say, hey, I'm still here. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I do that too. When I'm in somebody's live stream, depending on what they're talking about, I just like to sit back and listen and chill. And then I pop in every once in a while and I'll just kind of like say whatever responding. Like, oh my goodness, that's a business related channel. I was in somebody's live stream last night at 12. Uh just good stuff. Good stuff. Her name is Erica Williams. Look her up yourself. Erica with a K. Ericka. Erica Williams. She talks about business and entrepreneurship. I keep telling my daughter, that's you all grown up. She's like, that's not me. But the woman is phenomenal. The woman has got it going on. And anyways, those are the kind of live streams I just hang out and I just listen and I literally take notes and I take screenshots of what's going on so I can go back and look up what she's talking about. But that is neither here nor there. We are not in the business channel. We're on a Bible channel. Actually, this is more like an inspirational channel. We are in chapter 20 of 2 Samuel. And yeah, 2 Samuel. Sheba, the revolt of Sheba. We haven't talked about a Sheba, have we? Let's find out who Sheba is and what's going on. Or maybe it might even not be I don't know if it's a man or a woman. As far as I know, Sheba, Queen of Sheba, right? Oh, Sheba is a place. Sheba is a place, not a person. Read, can you read? The revolt of Sheba. There happened to be a troublemaker there named Sheba, son of Bichri, a man from the tribe of Benjamin. Sheba blew a ram's horn and began to chant, "Down with the dynasty of David! We have no interest in the son of Jesse! Come on, you men of Israel, back to your homes!" Rude. Verse 2. So all the men of Israel deserted David. What? They listened to this guy? So all the men of Israel deserted David and followed Sheba, son of Bichri. But the men of Judah stayed with their king and escorted him from the Jordan River to Jerusalem. When David came to his palace in Jerusalem, he took the 10 concubines he had left to look after the place and placed them in seclusion. Their needs were provided for, but he no longer slept with them. So each of them lived like a widow until she died. Then the king told Amasa, "Mobilize the army of Judah within 3 days and report back at that time." So Amasa went out to notify Judah, but it took him longer than the time he had been given. Then David said to Abishai, "Sheba, son of Bichri, is going to hurt us more than Absalom did. Quick, take my troops and chase after him before he gets into a fortified town where we can't reach him." Verse 7. So Abishai and Joab, together with the king's bodyguard and all the mighty warriors, sent out from Jerusalem to go after Sheba. As they arrived at the great stone in Gibeon, Amasa met them. Joab was wearing his military tunic with the dagger strapped to his belt. As he stepped forward to greet Amasa, he slipped the dagger from its sheath. "How are you, my cousin?" Joab said, and took him by the beard with his right hand as though to kiss him. Amasa didn't notice the dagger in his left hand, and Joab stabbed him in the stomach with it so that his insides gushed out onto the ground. Nasty! Joab did not need to strike again, and Amasa soon died. Joab and his brother Abishai left him lying there and continued after Sheba. See how quickly things turn? You gotta watch yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Verse 11. One of Joab's young men shouted to Amasa's troop, "If you are here for Joab and David, come and follow Joab." But Amasa lay in his blood in the middle of the road, and Joab's man saw that everyone stopped to stare at him. So he pulled him off the road into a field and threw a cloak over him. With Amasa's body out of the way, everyone went on with Joab to capture Sheba, son of Bichri. Yeah, that would have been at least the decent thing to do, right? Don't leave a man there in the middle of the road. That's nasty. Verse 14. Meanwhile, Sheba traveled through all the tribes of Israel and eventually came to the town of Abel Beth Maacah. Wow, what a name. Abel Beth Maacah. Or maybe it's Maacah. All the members of his own clan, the Bekrites, assembled for battle and followed him into the town. When Joab's forces arrived, they attacked the Bel Beth Maacah. They built a siege ramp against the town's fortifications and began battering down the wall. Oh, that's interesting. A siege ramp. A siege ramp. Huh. I'm not into military history or anything, but that's really interesting to think about. Here's the wall, like here's the kingdom, right? Just imagine that's a kingdom with all the walls around, right? And there's these teeny tiny ant-like people trying to get in, and so what they do is they build a ramp so they can scale the walls. That's interesting. I never thought about that. I just thought that was interesting. This is in verse 15, chapter 20, verse 15. When Joab's forces arrived, they attacked Abel Beth Maacah. They built a siege ramp against the town's fortifications and began battering down the wall. But a wise woman in the town called out to Joab, "Listen to me, Joab. Come over here so I can talk to you." As he approached, the woman asked, "Are you Joab?" "I am," he replied. "So," she said, "listen to me carefully, your servant." "I'm listening," he said. Then she continued, "There used to be a saying, if you want to settle an argument, ask advice at the town of Abel." I guess I was saying that word wrong. Abel. Oh, like Cain and Abel. It's a long word. I'm gonna show you. It's a long word. It's a really long word. Oh, no autofocus. Well, anyways. Yeah. Right there. Abel Beth Maacah. That's a really long word. But I guess it's Abel now that I'm looking at it. Like Cain and Abel. Abel Beth Maacah. Abel. Some of these words, I'm telling you, they are tongue twisters. Anyways, back to this lady. This lady is saying, there used to be a saying, if you want to settle an argument, ask advice at the town of Abel. I am one who is peace loving and faithful in Israel, but you're destroying an important town in Israel. Why do you want to devour what belongs to the Lord? And Joab replied, "Believe me, I don't want to destroy or devour your town. That's not my purpose. All I want is a man named Sheba, son of Bichri, from the hill country of Ephraim, who has revolted against King David. If you hand over this one man to me, I will leave the town in peace." "All right," the woman replied. "We will throw his head over the wall to you." I'm thinking it's this sweet old little lady. She said we gonna throw his head over the wall, y'all. This lady ain't playing. Ooh, the people of Abel Beth Maacah, they ain't playing. I guess I thought she was an old woman because it says wise. Let me go back. This is verse 16. This is verse 16. But a wise woman in the town called out to Joab. Let me not. I'm I'm thinking Looney Tunes, Tweety Bird and Sylvester Granny. You remember Granny? Do 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 do. "Oh man, why are you doing this to our town?" She ain't playing. Granny, quote unquote, Granny said, verse in, hold on, Granny said in verse 21, "All right," the woman replied, "we will throw his head over the wall to you." Then the woman went to all the people with her wise advice, and they cut off Sheba's head and threw it out to Joab. She wasn't playing. This was gangster Granny. Woo! Gangster Granny. So he blew the ram's horn and called his troops back from the attack. They all returned to their homes, and Joab returned to the king at Jerusalem. Verse 23. Now Joab was the commander of the army of Israel. Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, was captain of the king's bodyguard. Adoniram was in charge of the labor force. Jehoshaphat, son of Ahilud, was the royal historian. Sheva, not to be confused with Sheba, this is Sheba with a B. B. That's the one who just got decapitated. This is Sheva with a V. V for victory. Somebody else. Sheba was the court secretary. Zadok and Abiathar were the priests, and Ira, a descendant of Jair, was David's personal priest. And so that's what's going on in chapter 20, y'all. Let me check in with the live chat because we all the way live. And then I think I got one more chapter to go. Let me look at my. Yes, I'm checking. I'm consulting with my guide, and we're doing chapters 19, 20, and 21 today. So, yes. Man, gangsta granny. You know what? That's kind of ageist of me. I'm assuming this woman is old, for one, because she's wise, but a woman of any age can really be wise. It does not take age to be wise, which we will find, I think, what, in the next chapter or so? Talking about Solomon? Because I know we're going to be talking about Solomon in a little bit. And Solomon is King David's son. That's the one who. Oh, that's going to be in Kings. That's going to be in First Kings, not Samuel. But if you guys knew the Bible story of the women, I don't know why they were in the same room together. I don't know if they were related or if they were. I don't know. But two women had newborn babies. One baby died in the middle of the night, and this lady, in her trauma, sadness, whatever, she switched babies. Her with this other woman. They woke up the next day. Oh my gosh! Wait a minute, this is not my baby. She sees her baby over in somebody else's hand. Well, you know what? I'll let you guys hear that story when we get to it. But my point in talking about that is King Solomon prayed for wisdom. He didn't pray for military victories. He didn't pray for wealth. He didn't pray for power and dominance over the, nations. He prayed for wisdom, and all the other stuff came. And so I think he did that at a wise age. So if he can, I think he did that at a young age. If he can do that at a young age, who knows? This might be a young lady. This could be a very young lady in her 20s or 30s that just happens to listen more than she speaks, observes, and takes it all in, and is a prayerful woman that asks for wisdom. Who knows? But in my mind, she gonna always be Gangsta Granny. Gangsta Granny said, hold on, let me go back, and then I'm gonna finish up with chapter 21. This was I'm still thinking it's Gangsta Granny, because think about it. Here's these men coming in. I mean, really, imagine this. You are in this, Bible times, whatever, kingdom where your land is being taken over. You can't really lock your doors. I don't think they had locks on their doors back then. So when these enemies start coming in, it's kind of like, dang, we're goners. This lady was gangster. She was like, what? Our land is being taken over? Let me talk to him, right? So Gangsta Granny came up and she was like, verse 16, a wise woman in the town called out to Joab, hey, come here. Yeah, you, ruining the town. Come here. Get over here. And when he came over, she said, come over here so I can talk to you. As he approached, the woman asked, are you Joab? I am, he replied. She said, listen carefully to your servant. But you see how she did that, right? She kind of like, she was submissive, but she was still like, come here, let me talk to you. I'm listening, he said. There used to be a saying, if you want to settle an argument, ask advice at the town of Abel. I'm one who is peace-loving and faithful in Israel, but you're destroying an important town in Israel. Why do you want to devour what belongs to the Lord? Very wise, very wise. And Joab replied, believe me, I don't want to devour or destroy your town. That's not my purpose. All I want is a man named Sheba, son of Bichri, from the hill country of Ephraim, who has revolted against King David. If you hand over one man to me, I'll leave the town in peace. All right, the woman said, we will throw his head over the wall to you. Because she gangsta granny. Or gangster girl. She could have been a young girl. Anyways. Granny ain't playing Gangsta Granny. I'm listening off and on. Okay, Eva Frazier. Gangsta Granny was not playing. She was like, oh, is that what we need to do to quash this? You guys know I take it and I run with it. I take it and I run with it. Chapter 21. David avenges the Gibeonites. So this is the final chapter, you guys. David avenges the Gibeonites. There was a famine during David's reign that lasted for 3 years. So David asked the Lord about it, and the Lord said, The famine has come because Saul and his family are guilty of murdering the Gibeonites. So the king summoned the Gibeonites. They were not part of Israel, but were all that was left of the nation of the Amorites. The people of Israel had sworn not to kill them. I remember. Yes, I do remember them. That was back in 1 Samuel. Okay. Let me see. Verse 2. So the king summoned the Gibeonites. They were not part of Israel, but were all that was left of the nation of the Amorites. The people of Israel had sworn not to kill them, but Saul, in his zeal for Israel and Judah, had tried to wipe them out. David asked him, "What can I do for you? How can I make amends so that you will bless the Lord's people again?" "Well, money can't settle this matter because between us and the family of Saul," the Gibeonites replied. "Neither can we demand the life of anyone in Israel." Yes, people need to realize money does not solve everything. Money does not solve everything. Got paint in my mouth. Then they replied, let me go back. "What can I do for you then?" David asked. "Just tell me and I will do it for you." Then they replied, "It was Saul who planned to destroy us, to keep us from having any place at all in the territory of Israel. So let 7 of Saul's sons be handed over to us, and we will execute them before the Lord at Gibeon on the mountain of the Lord." "All right," the king said, "I will do it." The king spared Jonathan's son Mephibosheth, who was Saul's grandson, because of the oath David and Jonathan had sworn before the Lord, but he gave them Saul's 2 sons, Armoni and Mephibosheth, whose mother was Rizpah, daughter of Aiah. Oh, so they had 2 sons named Mephibosheth. That's why they told us a little while ago that he had a nickname. Mephibosheth. Let me go down to the postscript. Yes, Mephibosheth is another name for Merib Baal. The king spared Jonathan's son Mephibosheth, who was Saul's grandson, because of the oath David and Jonathan had sworn before the Lord. But he gave them Saul's 2 sons, Armani and Mephibosheth, whose mother was Rizpah, daughter of Aiah. He also gave them the 5 sons of Saul's daughter Merab, the wife of Adriel, son of Barzillai from Mecholah. The men of Gibeon executed them on the mountain before the Lord. So all 7 of them died, together at the beginning of the barley harvest. Then Rizpah, daughter of Aiah, the mother of the 2 men, spread burlap on a rock and stayed there the entire harvest season. She prevented the scavenger birds from tearing at their bodies during the day and stopped wild animals from eating them at night. When David learned what Rizpah, Saul's concubine, had done, he went to the people of Jabesh Gilead and retrieved the bones of Saul and his son Jonathan. When the Philistines had killed Saul and Jonathan on Mount Gilboa, the people of Jabesh Gilead stole their bodies from the public square of Bethshan, where the Philistines had hung them. Yeah, remember that? It was not pretty. After he fell on his sword, remember the Philistines, he stripped the bodies and took them and basically made a public mockery of them, hung them up. But in the middle of the night, Saul's people came back and tried to give him a proper burial. When the Philistines had killed Saul, this is in verse 12, chapter 21, verse 12. When the Philistines had killed Saul and Jonathan on Mount Gilboa, the people of Jabesh Gilead stole their bodies from the public square of Bethshan, where the Philistines had hung them. So David obtained the bones of Saul and Jonathan, as well as the bones of the men the Gibeonites had executed. Then the king ordered that they bury the bones in the tomb of Kish, Saul's father, at the town of Zelah in the land of Benjamin. After that, God ended the famine in the land, putting them to rest, and hopefully putting all that animosity to rest too. Verse 15 talks about battles against Philistine giants. There's more giants! Oh! Once again, the Philistines were at war with Israel, and when David and his men were in the thick of the battle, David became weak and exhausted. Ishbi-Benob, what a name. Ishbi-Benob was a descendant of the giants. His bronze spearhead weighed more than 7 pounds, and he was armed with a new sword. He had cornered David and was about to kill him. But Abishai, son of Zeruiah, came to David's rescue and killed the Philistine. Then David's men declared, "You are not going out to battle with us again. Why risk snuffing out the light of Israel?" Oh, he used to be at the top of his game. Now remember, he was at the top of his game. Now it's like we gotta say to King, King, yeah, you need to stay at home. We can't lose you anymore. Verse 18. After this, there was another battle against the Philistines at Gob. As they fought, Sibbecai from Hushah. As they fought, Sibbecai from Hushah killed Saph. Who is Saph? Oh, another descendant of the giants. Okay. During another battle at Gob, Elhanan, son of Jair from Bethlehem, killed the brother of Goliath of Gath. The handle of his spear was as thick as a weaver's beam. In another battle with the Philistines at Gath, they encountered a huge man with 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes on each foot, 24 in all, who was also a descendant of the giants. But when he defied and taunted Israel, he was killed by Jonathan, the son of David's brother Shimei. These four Philistines were descendants of the giants of Gath, but David and his warriors killed them. It's a lot of people using the same names. They couldn't get more creative than that. Or maybe it was more like a thing of honor, like being named after a favorite person. Mm-hmm. That's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. That has been chapters 19, 20, and 21. Man, these Philistines, these giants are still hanging around. Who was that? Ishbenob? Saph? It didn't say who the brother of Goliath was, or is it? Ishbenob was a descendant of the giants. Another battle. Oh, Sibbecai. No. So yeah, Saph. Ishbi-benob, Saph, and then the 2 other ones that I guess they didn't name. But one was Goliath's brother, and the other one had 6 toes on each hands and feet. I'm just reading the postscript at the bottom, all the different extra fine print. Yes. That's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining me here at the new place of the Bible party. Them Philistines. Them Philistines. Goliath. We got Goliath. I wonder if they got Saph in here. It's interesting when you find just a little bit of extra information on these people. I don't think they will, though, have extra stuff on Saph. They got Sapphira, we got Sapphire, we got Sarah, and we got Sanhedrin. Sanhedrin, yep, okay. And who's the other one? Ibni. What's his name? Ibni. Ibashi. Ibni. Ishbi Benob. I don't think it's gonna be in here. They got too short of a role in this story. Israel, Ishmael, Ishbosheth, Isaiah. Yep. But we got Ishbosheth in there. We learned about Ishbosheth the other day. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen of the live chat and in the comment section. This completes the Bible reading party. Thank you for joining us, and don't forget to come back tomorrow morning at 7-ish a.m. as we're going to keep the party moving. Yeah. It's a rocky start, but like I said at the top, at the top of the video, in life, one thing that you can do to stay successful, because there's different types of success. You ain't got to be perfect to be successful. I consider myself a success, even with all my flubs and mistakes lately. You do not have to be perfect to be successful. You just got to keep trying, and don't be afraid to make mistakes in private. Don't be afraid to make mistakes in public. Learn from your mistakes. Don't even let them see you sweat, like that old deodorant commercial. Don't let them see you sweat. Keep going. You're going to learn from your mistakes. You're going to become more resilient. You're going to show your true character to the people, and people will admire you for that. And then later on down the line, when you're all big and bad like Gangsta Granny, when you get big and bad, people are going to be like, oh, wow, you're so whatever, fill in the blank. Good, great, wonderful, da 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 da. And you're going to be like, yeah, but you don't remember how I used to be? Like, people only see the end results, but they don't see that progression. Sometimes they do, but sometimes they don't. So anyways, in a couple days, probably this time next week, this live stream is going to be the bomb diggity. It's going to be the bomb diggity. And yes, my frustration level has gone down from yesterday. And I even have good news for the people who want to watch me over at the main channel, 40 Entrepreneur Drive. I was able to secure another follow-up interview with the interview guy that it was the best. It was the best interview ever. And I didn't hit the record button. And he could have very well dismissed me like, thanks for wasting an hour of my life. Or maybe even more than that, because he was at work, he was at his place of his business, and sometimes if you don't leave work at a certain time, you get caught up in traffic and all this stuff. So I felt really guilty about that. I feel guilty about it, but it did encourage me to put some systems in place. So that I can make sure I'm being as efficient as possible, as productive as possible, as professional, and so that I don't make needless mistakes. I can't wait. But yeah, if you do watch 40 Entrepreneur Drive, last night as I was up at 2 a.m, I actually released a video. I made it the day before I talked to this guy, and you can see the level of excitement on my face. I'm like, yeah, get this interview. I'm so excited. And you can see all that excitement. So then you'll be able to understand how I started off here, and it was just like do. You'd be like, oh, dang, she was pretty happy about it. So, yeah, that's that. But anyways, roll call time. Time to roll that beautiful Bible reading party footage. The Wiz says, we'll be here, there, or be square. Be there or be square. Who you calling the L7? I claim it. Ain't nothing wrong with being square. Square meals a day, 4 square meals a day. A square, what was that called? Can't play hopscotch. You can't play hopscotch without a square. I'm trying to be clever and think on my feet, but it's not coming out. Nicole was the early bird in the room. Thank you. Life of Key, shout out. The Wiz, shout out. Laverne Dorsey, shout out. Eva Frazier, shout out. And to all my friends who wanted to make it but couldn't, shout out to you just for the thought. And I hope that I can see you either tomorrow or the next time. And shout out to all my people who watch me on the replay. You are just as important as the people here right now. Just so you know. And I appreciate you. Let me know that you were here. Leave me something in the comments. Tell me what you liked about the Bible reading. I'm open to suggestions and, on ways to make it better. As y'all can see me behind me, I spent most of yesterday painting. So yes, I'm doing it for a couple different reasons. One, just need to step away from doing so much YouTube stuff, because that one day just threw me off. It really threw me off. And I needed to do something non-YouTube related to get my mind right. And then 2, I've been meaning to paint in here for years. And just as a new look, I've never painted this house since I moved in. And 3, for production value, it actually does help it's supposed to help supposed to help the videos be better. So one day I'm probably going to stop using my laptop camera and I'm probably going to use my really nice camera. I'm probably going to get one more nice light and I'm just going to make it a lot more polished little by little. I can't do it all at once, but little by little I can make little changes here and there so that at the end this will be the best channel ever that I have made. I can't speak for myself with everybody else, but this will be the best channel ever that I've made. So yeah, we're gonna get a nice clean back wall. I'm gonna decide what I'm gonna put in the background so that it can be aesthetically pleasing to you all. And yeah, yes. So when I get off of here, I need to redo my camera because you guys see those bars on the side, the little cinematic bars. I need to do that. I like my little logo. You guys see my little logo in the corner? I like that. You guys are gonna see that style in lots of different places between this channel and the other channel and some other projects that I'm working on. So keep an eye out for that look right there. I like it. There's something very regal about it. There's something very special about it. And yeah, something celebratory about it. I don't know. I like that. Yeah. Let me know what you guys think about it. Since my hands are together, quick time for a pray. So we can be on our way on this Opportunity Tuesday. Oh yeah. Am I gonna do that here or am I gonna do that on the other channel? I said this last week. Before I do a quick prayer, I want to leave you guys with a question. You can answer it or you can't, or it can just be for yourself. Or you can come back tomorrow and tell me about it. It's Opportunity Tuesday. That's what I'm dubbing it. Opportunity Tuesday. Tell me one opportunity that you are going to take today. Carpe diem, y'all. Carpe diem. Seize the day. There is one thing that you've been putting off that you can really just take advantage of and do today. You either don't feel like doing it, it's going to be a pain to do. You don't have all the resources, so it's kind of like, oh, if I can't do it the right way, I don't want to do it at all. Today is Opportunity Tuesday. What opportunity are you going to take today? I took the opportunity to start painting, even though it was Monday, but I'm going to finish it today. And yes, let me know. I probably will ask the same question over at the main channel because it is a business related question too. What opportunity are you going to take today? Today I'm going to take the opportunity to finish painting my room. And yeah. Okay, Lord, thank you for today. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you. Dear Lord, thank you for today. Thank you for this opportunity-filled Tuesday. Every day that we wake up, we have opportunities that we don't even realize. And so, Lord, thank you for those blessings of those opportunities. There's so many things we can do in this life. I pray that everyone's eyes are open to their own opportunities, the ones that surround them and the ones that are just out of their reach. Lord, I pray that they're all motivated to reach their goals, to start some new goals, and just to try to be the best they can be. Thank you for this opportunity to read my Bible in the comfort and protection of my own home, free from persecution and any type of badness that could be happening to me that I do know is happening in other countries where the Bible is not allowed to be, or reading the Bible is just not something that you're really encouraged to do. But I'm so thankful that I have that opportunity. I pray that all my listeners today and tomorrow will be encouraged to read the Bible in their own time so they can come to the understanding so they can come to their own understanding of the word, understanding of you, understanding of their relationship with you, and find their purpose in this wonderful world. That is my prayer. Amen. I don't see any logo. Well, you gotta look closer. Half of it is on the black part. You'll be able to see it better. You'll be able to see it better if, I don't know if you'll be able to see it better on the black. Let me do something real quick. I'm going to fool around. I'm gonna fool around with this camera real quick just so you can see. I'm gonna squeeze myself off to the side. And tell me if you see the logo now. You should be able to see the logo pretty clearly. Because I think it actually shows up better on black. And which means maybe I might, I don't know, yeah. See that? It's like a 20-second delay. Yeah, if you look in the lower right-hand corner, you will see some green laurel leaves. And in gold, you will see Boulevard 40. That is my logo. It's kind of like a little watermark. And yes, I think it looks a lot better on black. I mean, it shows up better on black, but it's transparent. It's like a sticker. Man, that made it look like is my head that big? My daughter teases me sometimes about my childhood pictures. Boy, Mom, you had a big head as a kindergartner. I was like, all little kids have big heads because their bodies haven't caught up with them yet. But I'm looking at my head now, like, dang, my head that big? Bigger heads have bigger brains, have bigger minds, have bigger thoughts. Booyah! I try to teach her stuff like that. Like, girl, you better learn how to clap back. She's shy the way I used to be when I was little. You better learn how to clap back. All right, you guys. Yeah, this channel is new. It's in its infant stage. It's not going to be perfect. But I appreciate your patience, and together we will get there where it will be beautiful and lovely for all. So yeah, until then, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. My outro. What? I got rid of my outro? Oh, smooth move, Kenya. I thought I had it here. Oh. Well, see ya. Awkward, very awkward. I was about to do my little transition and it's not there.